Do you feel you're called to make an impact, but struggle sometimes to define exactly what that impact should be? If so, you're not alone. As leaders, we know we want to leave a mark on the world. But when it comes to describing what that mark is, many bivocational leaders get stuck. Well, that limitation ends right now. Hey everybody, it's Coach Arnold. As bivocational leaders, our calling is unique. We are called to excel not only in our professional careers, but also in fulfilling our spiritual calling. The key to thriving in both areas is by consistently making progress in everything that we do. Today, I want to share a tool with you that is essential for every bivocational leader. It's a strategy that I share with my coaching clients that gives them a practical step to prioritize their purpose and connect to their calling. This strategy is called Define Your Impact. So here's what I want to cover. I want to provide you several reasons why you should define your impact. I'll describe what impact really means. And finally, I'll make you aware of some challenges that you'll likely face as you embrace this mandate. So let's dive in. I want to start with this truth. Defining your impact is essential. If you don't define your impact, you'll never know if you've made one. Let me explain why defining your impact is so critical to your journey as a bivocational leader. Impact keeps you on course. I want you to think of your impact like a GPS when it comes to fulfilling your calling. It needs a destination to chart the best route. Without a starting destination, you'll just drive around in circles as you attempt to fulfill your calling. But when you define your impact, you create a practical, measurable goal that allows you to track your progress. It's the way you can judge whether you're moving forward or backwards. Without it, you'll either settle for mediocrity or burnout by running at full speed in the wrong direction. When you don't define your impact, two things usually happen. You either end up in one, mediocrity city, where leadership efforts become stale and unmotivated, or two, you end up on Burnout Boulevard. This is where you're exhausted from trying to do everything with no clear focus. Neither of these places is where God intends for you to be. At its core, impact is about people. It's more than just hitting performance targets or growing a large following on social media. It's about impacting organizations and uplifting communities. When you impact people, you move them. You move them to consider options that they may have rejected in the past. You move them from being stagnant to taking one or more steps instead of quitting. You move them from being a person that is successful to a person of significance. But how do you measure something so significant like impact? Here's how I define impact for my coaching clients. Impact is a measurable outcome executed for a specific purpose that reinforces a significant meaning. So let's break that down. There's three key elements in this definition: measurability, purpose, and meaning. Now let's look more deeply at each one of these elements. Let's start with impact. Impact is the measurable outcome or the result that you are going to create. Purpose is the reason behind your actions. It's the objective that's truly driving you. Meaning is the deep, personal, emotional connection that you have to a purpose. It's the deeper why beneath your actions. Let me give you two examples to show how these three elements work together in real life. Let's say that you decide to volunteer at a food bank. The purpose for doing this is that you want to help reduce hunger in your community. The impact you are going to make is to assemble 200 meals to give to those in need. The meaning behind this is what makes it significant for you. For you, these meals represent more than just food. Perhaps you've experienced hunger yourself, and this effort resonates deeply with you. So each meal for you is a lifeline for someone else. Here's another example. You decide to write a personal blog. The purpose is to share your thoughts and experiences, hoping to connect with others. The impact is that you commit to blogging once a week in your aim of inspiring or encouraging your readers. The meaning for you, again, is what's significant. This blog is more than just words. It's about creating a space where others feel heard and seen. The joy of knowing that your words are helping someone else gives the blog a deep personal meaning for you. Now that you understand what impact is, let's talk about some of the challenges that might stop you from defining it. The first one might be the most common. It's the "God will do it for me" mindset. A common challenge for bivocational leaders is the belief that defining your impact is God's responsibility. While it is true that God directs our calling, you are responsible for stewarding that calling. The way I say it here at AOM Coaching is God is in charge of your calling, but you are in charge of your impact. Here's the second challenge that stops leaders from defining their impact: waiting for complete clarity. Many of us hesitate because we want all the details figured out before we define our impact. But clarity doesn't just come from sitting around and thinking about things. It comes from doing, from executing. The way that you should go and the things that you should do become more clear as you take steps forward. Think about how you got your first leadership role. It probably wasn't a straight path, but you kept it moving. And ultimately, as you engage on that journey, the way forward became clear. Here's the last major challenge: thinking too big too soon. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by the idea of fulfilling our calling. We know our calling is significant, so our plan is to change the world. That's a lot of pressure. Using this strategy of defining your impact allows you to take a more manageable and practical approach. Instead of defining your ultimate legacy, you begin with the impact that you want to have in the next 3 to 5 years. You can start working on that right now. Here are some reasons why defining your impact is absolutely critical. It helps you measure success. If you don't define your impact, how will you know when you've succeeded? Defining your impact allows you to measure your progress and determine whether you're moving forward or backwards. When you know the impact that you're aiming for, you stay motivated. You'll be able to see the difference you're making, and that will keep you going when things get tough. Defining your impact also helps you bring clarity to your calling. It sharpens your focus and keeps you from getting distracted by things that don't align with your ultimate mission. Knowing the impact you want to have helps you define your strategy. You are in charge of setting the strategy for the impact that your life is going to have. Defining your impact is a step towards gaining more clarity about your ultimate goals. When you define your impact, this is a step you're taking that will help you to get where you want to go. It facilitates growth because as you pursue your impact, you gain wisdom and understanding through experience. And that contributes to your personal and professional growth. Having a defined impact gives you something concrete to work towards. Maintain your motivation and your drive as a leader. Now that we have explored why it's so important to define your impact, let's talk about how you can get started doing it today. First, Think about the specific group of people that you're called to serve. These are like-minded people, people who face the same struggles that you have overcome. Your impact is the most powerful when it's personal. So identify the people that you want to reach. Next, what's the change that you want to see? What's the tangible difference that you want to make in the lives of the people that you're called to serve? Maybe the impact you want to have feels too big right now. If that's the case, then start small. What's one piece of that impact that you could work on in the next 6 months? Finally, start where you are. You don't have to impact the whole world right away. Begin by making a difference in your community and in the organizations that you serve. As you grow, so will your impact. Here's the bottom line. There's no wrong way to pursue your calling. The key is to take action and measure your progress. The impact strategy tool that I've shared with you today can help you get started. You're not going to get everything right the first time you try. Mistakes are a part of the process, but every step you take moves you closer to becoming the leader that you are called to be. Your journey is about taking consistent action, learning from the results, and trusting that God will shape your path as you go. Remember, your impact is about people. It's measurable, it's purposeful, and most of all, it's meaningful. Well, that's it for today. Please like this post, subscribe to this channel, and share it with others. And remember this, I'm Coach Arnold. You are a bivocational leader. You are a champion, and I'm your biggest fan. I'll see you next time.